What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. We got some breaking news. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time. And Gary Russell Jr. and JOJO Diaz has been picked up by Showtime Boxing. May 19th is going to be the co-feature on Showtime to Adonis Stevenson, WBC champion, taking on Badou Jack. So, you know, they pretty much replaced the Keith Thurman imaginary May 19th fight with Gary Russell and JOJO Diaz. I think that's a big hit and win for Showtime. I think it's a big step forward in relationship and mending a relationship between Al Heyman and Oscar De La Hoya. They did Chavez and Canelo. Now they're doing JOJO Diaz and Gary Russell. So Showtime is going to be on. You know, it's going to be a very, grave ass whooping for us to look at. You know, JOJO Diaz ain't ready. Could he pull the upset? I've seen stranger things happen. Gary Russell, it has been inactive. Diaz has been more active, and we gotta get Gary Russell fighting more than one time a year. That shit is pathetic, man. This is a dude that should be fighting at least 3 times a year, man. You know, but at the end of the day, he crying for a championship fight. But you gotta put your name out there. You gotta market yourself. You gotta, promote yourself. And the best way to market and promote yourself is by continuously fighting on a regular basis. You know, that Division II pack for him to be fighting once a year and to just defending against mandatories. I mean, you got Lee Selby, you got Carl Frampton, you got Scott Quigg, you got Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, who doing it with Santa Cruz again for what reason, I don't know why. I mean, Oscar Valdez. You got a plethora of talent at 126. You know, and JOJO Diaz feels that he ready, and if he can time Gary Russell or Gary Russell speed a little bit off, JOJO Diaz got a chance. He really do, but it ain't much of a chance. I look for Gary Russell to beat him down, and it's going down to Montreal Bell Center in Canada. This fight potentially could have fell on the Keith Thurman May 19th imaginary card, as that co-feature, but it's going to Canada, and the Canadians are going to get a hell of a fight card. I mean, the co-feature is solid with Gary Russell and JOJO, and the main event is what we all want to see. Everybody wants to see Badou Jack and see if he can pummel and, knock Stevenson off his reign. So that just made another great fight night for Showtime May 19th, and the hits keep on coming for Showtime. They really do. Swift Hurd was a great card. Next week they got the Broner Vargas card that's gonna be heat. Out in the Brooklyn Barclays Center, we hope to be in the building, and now this card. It's a hell of a double feature right here. I'm surprised that it fell on Showtime, but Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy have been so thirsty that they gotta give up some ground. If Showtime had the best offer, they not in a position to really trump Showtime's offer, because HBO ain't really kicking out the cash versus fights that matter. All they fights is versus A side versus D side competition. It's lopsided amongst the popularity scale. And when they get in the ring, Kovalev versus Igner, what the hell was they thinking? Putting that fight card on. Bivol and Barrera should have been the main event. They fight cards ain't been really competitive or any good this year. Salucky and Jacobs, that should be a good fight, but we talking about Salucky, a lot of people don't know him, and that's the main event. That's on par with Hugo Centennial, Jamal Charlo. I mean, Jesse Vargas and Broner, that's a hell of a main event. Even Gary Russell and JOJO Diaz, that's a hell of a fight. No, it's a young, undefeated fighter versus a guy, Gary Russell, when he lost to Vasily Lomachenko, where he claimed that he was weight drained because his trainer's scale was off by like 5 or 6, 7 pounds. And it's a guy that's talented, He's a guy that got a lot of speed, a lot of power, a lot of boxing ability. He was an Olympian, had to pull out because he was sick at the Olympics. And JOJO Diaz is a guy with a lot of promise. Good fight. Not a bunch of mismatches, man. And, shout out to Premier Boxing Champions for picking up this fight. Because when they pick up this fight, they got to pick up the tab on the bill. They got to pay the fighters. And, there's going to be another good night of boxing. Will they do just a double feature? I believe so, because that's what it was intended to be in the first place. It's supposed to be imaginary Thurman fight on May 19th. Then I think it's supposed to go to the Bell Center, wherever it's about to be. I don't know who they think was going to fill out the Barclays Center for that Thurman shit. When nobody about to come watch him fight a lopsided fight. Nobody come here to see that. They just have to put on a hell of an undercard, And they probably did themselves a favor by knocking that shit off. You know, people at home was going to watch Thurman, see what he look like when he come back. But going out there to see it, nah. Not versus the type of opponent he was trying to fight. Yeah, it wasn't worth, dollar going out there, tuning in. But, yeah, Gary Russell, JoJo Diaz. Some people think JoJo Diaz got better, more of a shot than, than reality indicates. But like I said, Russell has been inactive. Inactivity is one of the most key killers of fighters. A body in motion stays in motion. You hear me say that. No matter all the training you do, it's not a real fight. You can't simulate a real fight. He can get injured in this fight. His timing can be off. His speed could have dropped or anything. He got to be more active. And JoJo Diaz, that's where the chink in the armor starts at. He going to have to warm up. So JoJo should just jump right on him, in my opinion. But let me know what y'all think about it. Links in the description. We gone.